What's up everybody, RidingMyPidgey here, and boy oh boy haven't I just loved playing Mario Kart for the last 2 months of quarantine, playing the same 30 maps over and over and over again, hopefully waiting for a DLC announcement that they'll add more track picks or more characters, but now let Mario Kart Tour take all the fame! But we're not going to be talking about the mechanics of the game today, we're going to be talking about the maps, and we're going to be ranking them, baby! Let's get into it! First on the tier list is Donkey Kong Jungle. I actually surprisingly really like this map. I was a huge fan of the original Donkey Kong map on the Wii, so when it came back to this game, I was really excited to play it. Granted, it's a little bit different than the one on the Wii, but it does come to a close second. The shortcuts are fun and the overall comeback potential is extremely high, while having skill and clean lines are equally important. So this map is an easy B placement for me. That rhymed, man. It's got music. That checks off everything I need. Piranha Plant Slide. An extremely pleasing map with a very bumpy beginning, the lines are hard to hit, and there's a shortcut right at the end that can make or break your placement in the race. So overall, I'd say it's a B tier map. Is there really more to say? Bowser's Castle, man, oh man. Now, seeing a giant Bowser in the middle of the stage getting ready to Falcon Punch you into the next dimension is absolutely awesome. But once again, at the end of the map, on the third lap, there's always that problem with the end space. I mean, if you do not have an item, or if you get hit by an item, you are going from 4th to 12th, no matter what you can do. I mean, genuinely, it's kind of annoying, but that's kind of a lot of the problems that these Mario Kart maps have. You get higher than Snoop Dogg on this map! Now, Cloud Top is a very interesting map choice. I mean, I genuinely never really liked this map. When it comes to comeback potential, this map lacks a ton. It always feels like the person in front of you is going to get the better items, and you're never going to catch up with that person, no matter how clean your lines are or anything else. There is going to be something that's going to screw you over from the back and or the front that will absolutely murder your placement in the race. So, D tier. Dolphin Shoals! Dolphin Shoals is another map that's very hit or miss with me. The aesthetic, the graphics, the water, absolutely amazing. But where it lacks is the sense of hecticness. There's so much space and so much room that you can't really mess up a lot on this track. But you get to ride a giant eel, so does any other flaw actually matter? It says what it is. Cheap. Tick-Tock Clock. Oh man, Tick-Tock Clock is a map that I get blown away by every single time I get loaded into this map. The technical masterpiece of seeing all the gears churning and all the other things going on around you is absolutely awesome, and I love how at the end of the map the clock actually changes its position. It's super cool, super unique, but the map is just so damn boring. It genuinely is. There's nothing special about it. There's like some jumpy spots, and that's it. Genuinely, it's an extremely boring map. I don't really enjoy playing on it, but for the most part, it is a beautiful, well-designed, magical map to just look around at first and think, wow, this is Nintendo. Thick Boy Stadium! Wario Stadium is actually a map that I enjoy a lot. The atmosphere, the graphics, how closed in and claustrophobic it is right out of the gate, it's absolutely amazing. The problem with this map is that Wario Stadium has the problem that all the other maps that are struggling with currently. At the third lap, end of the race, you need to have an item. If you don't have an item, you're going to get screwed over by someone else who has it and or has a star or mushroom or something else. The RNG isn't too great on this map, and if you don't have an item to go through the little dirt path right there, you're not going to be placing high whatsoever. So it's kind of a struggle at the end of the race, but for the most part, it's an extremely enjoyable time. Piranha Plants are dancing on this map! Does it get better than that? This map has extremely hard shortcuts and is very dependent on driving skills. If you cannot land that shortcut at the end, you are not going to be gaining spots, which I appreciate. With a shortcut, it should be difficult to do, but not too difficult that it's impossible. So I appreciate this map that it's actually, in a sense, has its own style and it has its own difficulty to itself.
I forgot to add this last problem I have with the map. This last problem involves the last shortcut. As fun as it is to take and how difficult it actually is, if you do not have an item, you are going to lose spots. It's one of my biggest pet peeves that if you do not have an item and you have to take an outside track instead of the shortcut and you lose spots over it, it is a completely unfair mechanic and I truly do not like it.
And did I say the Piranha Plants dance? Game Boy Advance Mario Circuit. I appreciate this map a lot. It's very simple, straightforward, the shortcuts are extremely effective, and you can front run and or bag. You can front run and stay in first, and that person in the back may or may not be able to catch up with you. And I feel like that's extremely important that the person that wants to just race have the ability to stay in first. Whether or not they can because of a blue shell or something else is dependent on the game.
A person who is item bagging may or may not be able to come back and grab first place from you, which I enjoy a lot. They shouldn't be able to just go back, grab some OP items, and come forward and take your spot. And this map denies that to a certain extent, which I greatly appreciate.
Why is there sand everywhere? Why do I lose if I don't have an item on the last cut? Why is that last turn so wide? Sherbet Land and or Sherbet Land is another map that is extremely aesthetically pleasing. The graphics and design is absolutely amazing. But once again, it falls into the realm of simplicity. It's way too simple, comeback potential is hard, and the map just doesn't feel fun to play in my opinion. I mean, extremely cool to be racing on ice and going around these shy guy little dudes, but for the most part, it's not that fun to play. Mario Circuit's one of those maps that I don't necessarily mind playing, but it's not my most favorite map to play. On this map, there's not a lot of choices to make. You grab mushroom, go through shortcut. Grab mushroom, turn left through shortcut. Grab mushroom, go through the last end of the lap, and if you don't have a mushroom through the last end of the lap, you are getting last place! It just feels like you have so much time in this map. Like, I could grab this mushroom, steal the Declaration of Independence, and then get back on this map and still have the ability to place in high spots, but it's just so simple and straightforward, and there's not much to it. So it's a messy for me. Once again, I'm going to go back on my words and say Mario Kart Stadium is an extremely fun map to me. The crowd cheering for you and seeing the entire audience going crazy for you, and the music, the soundtrack, the aesthetics, the graphics, it's all so amazing. Granted, it is a simple track, the same thing happens every single time, but it's a sense of, wow, I'm in this NASCAR type setting that this map just makes sense. It works. It just works.
Gosh darn it, I got last again. This game's RNG sucks.
Is there really more to say? N64 Rainbow Road. The N64 Rainbow Road is a map I actually have a huge problem with. It's not about the graphics are absolutely amazing, the soundtrack is absolutely jaw-droppingly awesome, and you can see the toads driving by with the magical train dropping coins on you, and it's so absolutely cool. Like, everything about it just says yes until you race on it, because there are no shortcuts on this map for some reason, and if you're in last place, it's basically impossible for you to catch back up. And on a freaking Mario Kart map, there should be a chance for you to get from 12th to 1st no matter what position you're in. It's that easy. So just the comeback potential is so poor, and it's so boring to play. If you're in the back of the pack, there's nothing you can do unless that person is going to be driving off and driving into the person's house down below. There is no way you're going to come back on this map. So this is an easy D tier placement for me. Royal Raceway is a map that I actually enjoy a lot. There's a lot of good shortcuts that you can use that can trim down your time on every single lap. Some boxes are riskier to take than others. You could have a mushroom and not take the box and do the little shortcut area that they have out for you, like at the end of the map, and you can gain a lot of time on your laps. And I feel like this map literally shows how good a Mario Kart track can be. It's simple, straightforward, but there's a lot of options for you to take. You can go off the ramp, you can go through and take the shortcut through the grass. I mean, there's a lot of options that you can do and potentially place yourself better in that lap. And overall, the map is extremely beautiful and the soundtrack is awesome. Easy A tier. Yay. I always wondered where Yoshi's went to get laid. Overall, this is an extremely fun map. There's different routes that you can take. The shortcut at the end feels so satisfying to land, to make sure that you have that one mushroom to go through, take up a few spots, and win the race.
Okay, I know I'm being a little bit hypocritical in this video by saying I enjoyed the shortcut a lot, but I also previously said that I hate it if you don't have an item, you can't take the shortcut, and that ends up making you lose spots. It's not fair. But hear me out. There's so much that can go wrong in this shortcut. For a shortcut, it's actually quite long, and you can get hit by another star, red shell, or even a green shell in that time you go through it and get out. So I feel like there's a fair chance for you to kill the person who takes the shortcut and gain back your spot. That's why I enjoy this shortcut.
Alright, now it's time for the most confusing map of the friggin' list. How is this map even somewhat controversial? Rainbow Road for the Switch is actually one of the maps I enjoy a lot. The atmosphere.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And the overall design of the track is really well done. I love seeing the Toad float up and down, having a blast, and you're playing Mario Kart characters in space! How much cooler does that get? Just seeing the space station across the map is so cool to me. I mean, there are a few glitches, like you can tell shock very easily on this map, as well as using the bullet bill through the little shortcut jump off spoit that will spin you into an oblivion until you actually give up and then you just say, okay, I lost the race. But other than that, I love the design, I love the track, and I love the music. I don't get how this is so controversial. Shy Guy Falls is an extremely entertaining map. Honestly, I really enjoy the atmosphere, the graphics, the map just in general, seeing the Shy Guys trying to build a bridge as if they know how to build a bridge. It's extremely fun, and there's a lot of choices for you to make. You know, you can go up to the top spot and go through the little cave little thingy, or you can go off the little shortcut area right there, or do both. And it's extremely fun, and the shortcuts are really engaging, really useful. It's overall just an extremely fun, pleasing time. Easy A tier in my opinion. Down in Plains, simple, straightforward, extremely rewarding discs. But there's no donuts. B tier. Sunshine Airport is an extremely fun and well done map. It does feel extremely simplistic, but that simplicity doesn't even counter the fact that you have to race really well and play your cards right to catch back up to the front of the pack. It doesn't always feel like just an endless race between the person in front of you and behind you. There's a lot of hecticness that goes on. I mean, front running is extremely simplistic on this map. I feel like the leads that you get are huge if you can get to first place. But just driving around an airport landing pad is so friggin' cool to me. And the soundtrack, don't even get me started on the soundtrack. Sweet Sweet Canyon is another satisfying map with a shortcut that can launch you up so many spots. And I keep on talking about crucial shortcuts. If you do not have a good shortcut on your map, I feel like it's just extremely boring. If you do not have the potential to jump up a few spots from this shortcut, it's a bad shortcut.
To piggyback off this point, I would like to say that this shortcut is good because of the fact that there can be problems if you don't have the proper defensive items. If you go through this shortcut and you don't have a green shell behind you, you can get hit very easily. Red shells will follow you and you will get hit. I love shortcuts that will have repercussions if you're not properly prepared.
The design is amazing and the lines to hit are extremely fun to do, and I feel like there's always a chance to come back on this map.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I really didn't like what I said on video, so I'm just gonna ad-lib it here. Thwomp Ruins is a very beautiful map, but I feel like the map design is very mediocre. I genuinely think that if you have a different route to take, you shouldn't be punished for taking it. If I want to take right side booster pads, I shouldn't be punished for doing so. That should be an option that you take, and then it should equal to or be equal of the path of drifting in the middle of the track and grabbing the double item box. Granted, the shortcuts are very satisfying to hit. They don't give you a huge boost, but if you land the Nisk in the beginning of the map, you are definitely going to get a lead. So honestly, this is a very C tier map in my opinion. Nothing too amazing, nothing too crazy, just a pretty okay map.
I actually love this map! There's a huge chance for comebacks on this map, and it's very satisfying, aesthetically pleasing. The shortcuts that you can do are complex, technical, and if you know them, it can help you out a lot. And to be in first place and being able to jump on the trolleys and then bounce even further and extend your lead is so absolutely satisfying. Until a blue shell that is clearly going to come for you because you have such a huge lead is going to screw up your day, and then you're just going to lose all your spots. It's just terrible. But overall, pretty good map. Can't dodge. Me too. Water Park is an extremely underrated map in my opinion. It's simple, but I absolutely love the feeling of racing through a deserted water park. Is it fun every single time I play this map? No. But everything from the water effects to the graphics to the simple lines and the simple track, I feel like is a very entertaining play, and even the shortcut at the end of the map is extremely satisfying and can get you a few spots. I feel like as long as you're racing well, you're going to place well. That's what I love. Grumble Volcano! Oh my god, dude. This map is hard to play, as the world is crumbling around you every single lap. There is a piece of the track that's missing. It's so cool and so unique, and I feel like if you're good at this map, it's so rewarding. Though if you hit your lines, you're going to have this lead, you're going to feel confident, but there's also a huge chance of you falling off the map, no matter how good you are at this game. So I feel like this is a map that's extremely fun to play. You're going to have something new to happen to you every single time you play it, and overall, it's a really fun map. The comeback potential, once again, it's iffy. But as long as you're staying in the mid-pack, you can stay there pretty consistently, get the item boxes, and the choices will not murder you as bad as it does like on Thwomp Ruins. If I want to go up that little side path and get the double item box, I should be able to do that. Maybe losing a few seconds, not even a few seconds, maybe a few milliseconds, but that's it. I shouldn't be able to lose spots by taking a different route, in my opinion. S tier map. It's got a cow smiling on the map pic. How could you say no? C for cat. Neo Bowser City. Neo Bowser City is an extremely fun map, extremely hard lines to hit, and it's an overall chaos festival because it's very claustrophobic. The rain not only adds to the atmosphere, but it also makes it a little bit harder to drift and hit your lines correctly. But it's not overly slippery like another map that's coming up. There are huge spots for comeback potentials, great shortcuts at the end of the map, and it's overall just an amazing time every single time I play this map. Animal Crossing is a fun map, but let's be honest, there's a lot of problems with it. When you get the snow map, which no one ever talks about, it is so absolutely slippery for some reason. Okay, I get it, snow, slippery, but does it have to be me sliding across the map and trying to actually land any sort of a relevant line acceptable for these map designs? If you don't get the snow map, this map is actually a lot of fun. The shortcut at the end of the map is extremely satisfying to land. You're going to get a few spots off of that, and overall, I really enjoy it. Now, my biggest flaw is that they need to update the Animal Crossing designs, man. They are looking into my soul. They just seem dead, like they're being forced to be there. Nintendo, please! Big Blue is another map that has an awesome soundtrack, awesome beginning, awesome middle, but towards the end, it just comes to a point where you're just like looking behind you and you're like, hello, sir, do you have an item? And I don't? alright, come on and murder me, and then you're gonna lose about 5 to 6 spots and then getting last place, and then you're just gonna cry. If you do not have an item, you are going from 4th to 8th. No matter what you can do about it, that person has an item, you're losing. And I feel like it should be as fair as possible in that sort of sense. There's no protection, there's no anything. You just have you, and you're vulnerable, and there's nothing you can do. I mean, you can say it's fair, it's your fault you didn't grab an item, but then the person behind me gets 3 reds. Okay, I get it. I got a lot of PTSD on this map. Overall, it is a very fun map to play. I never complain about it, other than the end spot, of course. So, I have to say, this is an easy A tier pick for me. Dragon Driftway is another map that's extremely entertaining and fun. There's not much to it, but the shortcuts are really nice, really good. You can get a few spots if you use a mushroom on them, especially the end of the track. If you use that little grass spot with a mushroom, you are gaining spots. And I know I say sometimes it's fair, sometimes it's not fair, but I feel like if you just lose a spot, it's more fair than just getting knocked to the very back at the end of the race. Overall, A+ map. Why do NA players like this map so much? I like to call this map Big Boy Baby Park because it's so simple and straightforward. Just pressing the right bumper has never been so fun! Yay. Honestly, it's not a bad map by any stretch of the imagination. But is it very simplistic, straightforward, and it takes basically no skill to play? Yes. So I'm just gonna give it a C because I'm sick and tired of seeing this map every single time I go online. Oh man, another map that you can go backwards and be rewarded for it! Fuck yeah! Okay, honestly, there is an amount of time that you can run this map. You know, it's not impossible to be front running and just try to win that way, but most of the time, if someone goes backwards, bags for items, you are going to get lapped over. There's just nothing to say about it. I feel like these shortcuts are a little bit too powerful. A shortcut should be able to give you a few spots, not allow you to take over 3 to 4 to 5 different things by just going through this simple shortcut. If you're going to be taking over 4 to 5 spots, the shortcut should be hard to land. You can front run, but there is a huge chance that a blue shell is going to come down and rain hell upon you, and or a shock, and or a guy with a star will run into you and ruin your day. So overall, I say it's a C tier map. You do have the ability to front run and bag, but it's so meh in my opinion. Ribbon Road is so cool in my opinion. To just be racing around this kid's room and having the toys being bigger than the actual humans that are in the game is so mind-blowingly cool and such a neat design of a track. Granted, this map does give me a mental breakdown every single time it's picked. Knowing the toys are bigger than the actual humans that are racing on the map, it's kind of just like, if they're big, then what's small? And if it's what's small, it's what's big. And if it's big, it's small. It's big, small, big, small, big, small. But it actually is an extremely rewarding map. The shortcuts are extremely hard to land, but very satisfying. If you hit that end shortcut, you are going to gain a huge lead, but it is hard to land. It's completely a perfect balance between the two. If you're stressed out, I have lost so many races because I tried to take that shortcut and I was freaking out and I wasn't focusing on it and I just fell off the map and then I lose a ton of spots, but that's my bad. It's a high risk, high reward shortcut and I absolutely love those. Wow, this map is great! Baby Park is actually a little bit fun. I'll admit, it is. Alright, I'll be the first to admit it. Yoshi Circuit is a map that I do not mind bagging on because front running potential is so huge. It's very fun, very strategic. If you land your lines, you are going to have a lead. If there is a person back there trying to get the best items, there is a chance that they may or may not catch back up. But also there are these things called bullet extensions. Almost every single map has one. So if they do that, they are going to catch up and take over your lead, which is absolutely bullshit in my opinion. But other than that, I feel like it's a very fun map to play. Every time it gets picked in a tournament, I do not mind racing on it. Hyrule Circuit, oh my gosh. Okay, this is actually one of my all-time favorite maps in Mario Kart. From the music, to the map, to how difficult it is to hit the Nisk, to the coins being changed into rupees. It is just so cool. And then also you can hit the certain spots to open up the Master Sword, and then you get a little jumpy jump. It is actually one of my favorite all-time maps in the game. Everything about it's very fun and very satisfying. Comeback potential is fine. If you hit that shortcut with a mushroom, you are going to get some spots, and you deservedly have them. Ice Ice Outpost is always a fun time in my opinion. The shortcuts are great, difficult to land, but nothing impossible that you can't practice and get better at landing. The potential to mess up these shortcuts are huge, so don't mess them up. The comeback potential on this map does seem a little bit hard, but not impossible. If you land those shortcuts, you are going to come back in this race. But since it's a high risk, high reward shortcut, if you miss them, you are going down spots, exactly how it should be. Easily a B tier track. Butte City! Oh man, this is always a fun map in my opinion. This map is fun, intense, and it always feels like there's someone behind you ready to murder you, and it is impossible to bag on, so 2 thumbs up there. It always feels like there's a mad dash to whoever can get that first place spot. There's also a huge learning curve where you can take the Nisk at the end of the track and actually land that shortcut without a mushroom. But if you have a mushroom, that shortcut is extremely satisfying to take. It will give you a few spots, it will get you back in the game, and I feel like the comeback potential on this map is not impossible whatsoever. Very fun, very fast paced, 10 out of 10. Random selector, do I have some words with you? Honestly, it makes no sense that there are 3 maps we can pick from, and then I pick you, Mr. Random Selector. Okay, I'm expecting to get a random map, not the 3 maps that are currently on the screen right now. And then all of a sudden, when it lands on you, and I don't want Twisted Mansion just magically pops up in the Random Selector for some reason. Why is that possible? Wario's gold mine is one that I actually despised for a long time. Just eventually I started to warm up to it and actually enjoy it. Even on the Mario Kart Wii, I did not enjoy this map. I just felt like it was annoying. The bats always hit you for some reason, even though I'll go all the way to the side of the fucking map and then they'll still somehow do a 360 no-scope on you. But it really is a fun track to play. Is it the best? Is it the worst? No, 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 no. But it genuinely is a fun time to play, no matter who you're racing with or whatever. The shortcuts are fun. I mean, it's very much in the middle meh territory. Why does everyone like this map? I do not understand it! That shortcut at the end of the track makes no sense to me. You take it and you may get like 1 spot, but why is it so long? Why is it so big? Why shouldn't you just go on the track that's right beside it? I genuinely don't understand why this map pick gets picked every single time that it's online, man. I don't get it. The map is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but just the overall design of these shortcuts just make no sense. I mean, it's fun, but it's aight. Okay, it's aight. That's all I can say about this. Yes. This is my all-time favorite track in Mario Kart 8. Now you're gonna say, Pidgey, but you can bag on this track. But I don't care. The front-running possibility is endless. Front run, bag, do whatever you want, and that's one of the key points that I made earlier in this video, that is extremely important. To have the ability to do both is absolutely astronomically important. The RPG is basically balanced, there's very fun risk. If you go in between those 2 trains going forward, and then one's going this way, and you go right in between them, no matter how easy it is to actually pull off, you feel like a badass every single time. Absolutely love this map, man. S tier. Well, that's my map selection for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I do hope everyone enjoyed it. I mean, even though I play some maps in different maps, I do enjoy all of them in a unique, special way. I do hope Nintendo genuinely takes into consideration adding some more track picks and maybe some more characters and stop focusing on Mario Kart Tour. I see you creeping up on me. You do not exist. And I know for a fact that Nintendo knows that this game is selling off the charts 24/7, 365. It's one of the most sold games on the Nintendo eShop store. So the reasoning that they won't add DLC to this game is just so absolutely mind-blowing. I know they have a team working on Mario Kart Tour, but it genuinely doesn't make sense that they won't add characters or maps, for free of course, on this game. Even if they're remakes, I do not mind. Just add something, please, Nintendo. But if you did like this, please remember to subscribe, leave a like, do whatever you want to do. I'm RidingMyPidgey. Do hope you